Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, Lady D. This will be my video on Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. So I'll do their astrology charts. I will sort of answer why things haven't been going great at the moment for Blake Lively. Also, I really find it's very interesting when you look at both partners' chart to see what's coming up for the couple as well. So let's get into the chart reading. So I like to do this on Zoom so I can share my screen so I can show you the charts themselves. And I may even do a little card reading depending on how long this video goes for too. So let's get to it with the charts. So share my screen. Share. And let's go. Okay, so this is Blake Lively's chart. So I have got it at the date of the 5th of August when just before Mercury, they're going retrograde, because that's actually where this whole situation I can see in the chart why this has all happened. But let's just go through her natal, some of her natal planets first, and then after we do her chart, we'll go on to Ryan Reynolds too. So I found these charts very interesting, and they will reflect what they were going to go through in each other's lives as well. So we got Blake Lively here. She is an ascending Leo. So she comes across as being a party girl, very social, big heart, like has to be sort of liked, as may come across as someone who likes to be in a popular group or likes to be liked. She's also got a lot of planets in Virgo. So she is a Virgo Sun, Virgo Moon. We've got Mercury in Virgo, Venus in Virgo, Mars in Virgo. So we've got a lot of Virgo energy that she has. So underneath this ascending that she's got, she would be very nitpicky, perfectionist, overthink things, very critical. She would be very self-critical of herself and other people, perhaps. But a lot of it would be like overthinking that she would have. I didn't really see her much in the spotlight either, which is interesting. Like her movies haven't been like outstanding. She didn't do a lot of blockbusters, which I found interesting as well. Compared to Ryan, which you can kind of, you can kind of see why when I do Ryan's chart too. Okay. This first house for her is loaded with planets here. The first house in astrology is you and your body. We've got here Mars, we've got the Sun, we've got Venus, we've got Mercury as well. So she's a very good communicator, probably a little bit like outspoken. She's very like things that she knows her craft, that she knows a lot about. She's very detailed about if you asked her any questions about it. Now she's also got a conjunction here. Planets are very close together. So especially when we get to like we've got the Sun, Mars conjunction that she's got going on here. We've got Venus also quite like within a degree of that too. So it's pretty much conjuncting as well. And then we've got Mercury a little bit onto the side of that. So she would be like her father. She may be resembling her father as well. I know her father is also famous too, but if she doesn't look like him, then she would also be similar to him in personality. She'd see him as a bit of a nitpicker, but also she's her mum as a nitpicking too, but she would see her mum as something about self-worth or with money or with earnings. Now, having this conjunction with Mars in this first house too, with this Venus, she's very passionate about things, and also about finances and money, career, but her love, she's very loving too. She's probably like, and this is also Venus in the first house, can be quite pleasant appearance too. Having Mars and also the Sun, Mars can mean that she can be a little bit pushy here as well. She can also have a bit of a temper, too. Even though her Mars is in Virgo, she would have a bit of a temper. But having this conjunctive, everything's magnified. So she stands out a lot in a crowd. She would have a bit of maybe even, let's say, attention seeking, but she would have a lot of courage to go forward, a lot of strength to go forward and do what she does. She would have opinionated, or big on communication for her, having Mercury in this first house too. And even too, because of the Mars being in this first house and how it's conjunct with the Sun, it even could be that her birth, and we don't know this for sure, but her birth may have been a quick birth, like or a sudden appearance, like suddenly she was here. She might be a bit pushy and impatient as well, having Mars in this first house. But her first house is very, like it's a spotlight here. She also would look for happy times, having the Sun here as well. But it's like everything's magnified because with Venus and with Mars, so everything's sort of magnified as well, in this first house for her. She's got the moon that's in the second house, so she gets a bit emotional when it comes to her self-worth and earnings, but she's very, very critical of herself too, being a Virgo and having so many plans in Virgo, and especially being in that first house. She's got Pluto that's in the third house, so she might not get along with her siblings. There might be some distance between them, or when if things flare up between them, it could really flare up, especially because she's also got a Pluto in Scorpio there, that third house. She's got in the fifth house here with relationships. She has also with this Pluto in the third house, she may be as the sibling that indicates like holds the power. So she might be out of all her siblings the one that she might feel in a family that holds more of the power. Could be. When we do the fifth house, we've got Saturn here, we've got Uranus, and we've got Neptune here in this fifth house. This fifth house is relationships and children. Having the having Saturn here, it can indicate that she finds difficulties in getting projects on the way, getting them done. And that way we don't really see a lot of her things. Like we see like squirts. I feel like I've heard, like we had like her in Gossip Girl, and then we had like movies that like been okay, like Green Lantern was a kind of a blockbuster, but the other ones sort of been not big until we've had this big one that's come up now for her, which I can tell you why that's come up now as well in the chart, which I'll get to her transits. But when it comes to relationships, unexpected things happen for her. Having Neptune here, having these planets here could be quite hard with relationships because Neptune can dissolve them. The Saturn also can indicate that she has problems with relationships and even perhaps with her children as they get older with her. She's also got in the eighth, her life lesson is to do with money from other people, which is quite interesting, like she's in the spotlight. And it's also in Aries too. So it's also about being opinionated, outspoken, thinking that we're saying about opinions and belief systems too. And also there could be a life lesson to with leadership as well coming up for her with in this lifetime. She's got Jupiter and it's been retrograded in the ninth. So she probably is quite intuitive and traveling and likes to learn. All those things probably good for her. Nothing, she's not born anything in 10th house, but she in the 11th house of friends, we've got Chiron here. Chiron is our emotional pain, and this is her friends. So friends for her, probably doesn't have a lot of friends, or she does. There's always things that go wrong with them. It's like her emotional pain. But Blake Lively, I must say, she's one of those people that things just work out for. When everything bad does happen to her, like even though she's going through a little bit of a bad patch at the moment, it's just going to work out for her. Why? Because she has all these tries down here and sextiles so this is where the natal planets aspect each other. So my weekly videos, when I tell you that, Venus is squaring this, or I find out when I look down here. That's how I know those things. And so when I look at someone's natal chart, I've looked down here. She is got all these tries are positive. The only thing that she has sort of like these squares, she's got a square with the moon to Saturn and also to Uranus. So unexpected emotions may come up for her. She may not be not able to deal with that. Also with the Saturn, problems come up. She might get a bit emotional when sort of like problems come up for her too, and she doesn't know how to do it, or she can't really talk her way out of a situation here either. She finds it hard sometimes to communicate or doesn't know what to say. And this here can be why we've seen certain interviews where we don't see her commenting or saying the appropriate things, because maybe if you put it on a spot, she probably doesn't really know what to say. But in saying that, she's got Jupiter trying Mercury here, and then we've got Venus and we've got Mars. So she's quite confident. So she's still able to get through things. Even though she's going through a bit of a bump at the moment, which will explain why that's happening. Things like Teflon, it will just sort of things will just work out for her. She's one of those people that things just work out for. Okay. Her life in general, she's going to go through like tough bumps, but life in general won't be hard when we come to her life in generally speaking. She's immutable. She's very flexible as well. Now, in what have we got going on for her? Why has this all happened to her? I should go through now. It's the Mercury retrograde, the dreaded Mercury retrograde. So when Mercury started, it's why I put the chart towards the beginning of the retrograde. So it didn't hit her Mercury, but when it all kind of flared up a couple of weeks ago, it came and hit these conjunction of planets here. So it hit in the first house, that's her. It has hit the Venus, it hit the Sun, and it's hit Mercury. That in line with Jupiter coming out of this 10th house here. And also she's got Uranus, so unexpected in the career happening as well as a transit for her. But it's about communication. It's about not going correctly. It's about affecting money because it's got Venus. It's really affecting relationships or money here. As we're seeing, this is her career. It's affecting her life. It's affecting like how I would say her stamina, but how she is. And because also she probably is a little bit fired up because she's probably very nitpicky. As I said, she would be a person that when you ask her about something that she knows a lot about, like perhaps if you asked her about acting, she would be able to rattle off and be very specific about acting or anything that she knows her stuff on. I will say that because I haven't done a lot of research into her life. I know there's a few things that I do know about her. But that Virgo energy, she's very critical of herself, and this probably doesn't know what to say. And that's probably happened with this Mercury retrograding over these planets because it's about communication and it's hitting these things for her. So she's probably feeling like, I don't know what to say. So I'm just going to try and just say what I know and stick to what I know. But as I say, it's like I see her like Teflon. Now, she's made this movie. So the past year, she's getting movies being done. Things were positive before that. This movie looked it looked good, like a good movie. I haven't seen it myself. I am interested in seeing it though. I must say that. So Jupiter has been in this 10th house here. 10th house is the career. She's liked what she's done. It's gone very well for her. More money, very good. It's now coming out of this 10th house. It's going into the 11th. So where she's going over the next year is being more social and meeting new friends. So I think I heard that she's friends with Taylor Swift or something. So her friendships are going to grow now, blossom now over the next year. Her career, there's going to be unexpected things happening to her in her career. So this is also what could be happening as well, since we also have had a square with Mercury to Uranus, and it's been squares aren't positive. So again, it's linked up with herself to the career. That's why there's all fingers pointing at her at the moment, just with it's the transits that's going through. But as I say, with these aspects down here, she's kind of like Teflon. Now, so that's going to be there for some time. So she's got a few more years of that being there. So it's unexpected things. It's could be unexpected money coming in, unexpected different. I know she's got some hair care and other products coming as well. So it's already halfway through. So it's probably been there for the last maybe 4 years, maybe 5 years there. So she's had that going through. Now, she's actually going to be losing money. Past few years ago, she actually had problems in a relationship. She did. Now the 9th house learning. So Chiron in 9th house travel. She might not travel that much, or there could be some issues with her traveling. Things might work out for her. Or if she studies something, it might not work out either. But there's money issues here. The 8th house, which is money a house of money from other people. It's a life lesson of hers. She's got Neptune and Saturn going through this house. There is a loss of money coming up for her. And this could be how the planets are working together with what's been coming on for her, and people being quite judgy with her. So there's a lot of money there. Now, with this, with relationships, she actually goes for men who are nitpicky perfectionists. She goes for that Virgo energy when it comes to partners, but also in a partner, her DC's in Aquarius. So she might, we don't know how she is in relationships. We're not there behind closed doors, but perhaps for her, she likes relationships that are a bit different. She might not be much of a hugger or an affectionate person. She might find it hard to even commit to people or be tied down. She might like to be free as well. When it comes to family, with her, so it's like her family life is very mysterious for her. So the IC, it's with family, it's in Scorpio. And we know her private life, the family life of them both with their children. It is mysterious. We don't know a lot about them. It's not like other celebrities with their kids. We know everything about them. We don't know much about her. So she's a bit mysterious, a bit secretive when it comes to family and her private life. With her work, she's MCs in Taurus. So she can be quite stubborn when it comes to her career, but she gets there, but can be quite stubborn. So I heard there was conflict with the movie about people with writing scenes, and she'd just be quite stubborn. She'd want things to be her way. She would just be like, really dig deep, having that tunnel vision of what her vision would be, what she wants it to be coming up. So, and that explains that. But she's actually quite intuitive. She just hides it, but she'd be quite intuitive. So I'll just go through that much of her chart. But that's why the explanation is. Now we'll go to Ryan Reynolds. And I say it's interesting because she has a loaded first house. Him on the other bit is a different. Let me just get the chart ready. Also with hers a bit of things coming up. So with Blake, what have I got here? She's got health issues as well. So Pluto was also in her sixth house. That's health issues. Same as we have King, I hate saying King Charles, I'm not a fan of him, but he's also got Pluto. So does Kate Middleton have Pluto. So in the first house. So there's health issues also could be coming up. Blake Lively, there may be some things that have already come up. We don't know, but it's health issues for her. After her friend, her health will get better, but eventually when we get to 26 to 2027, more into 2027, she's going to have some really good luck coming in for her, especially when Jupiter hits those cluster of planets in that first house. It's love or money. It's luck over her life. She's going to feel more confident in herself. And that's going to be a really, really good time for her around that bit there, which I thought was interesting as well. So let's go to Ryan Reynolds. Okay, share my screen again. Okay, Ryan Reynolds, here's his chart. He is, interesting enough, he is an ascending Virgo. So for him, interesting. She's a Virgo, he's an ascending Virgo, but he is a Scorpio sun, a Scorpio moon. He has a Mercury in Libra, his Venus in Sag, and his Mars in Scorpio. So he's a little Scorpio energy, this man. Even though he probably comes across very nitpicky perfection, he doesn't like conflict. He probably doesn't like, with this Mercury in Libra, he doesn't like conflict that much. But when he gets mad, and he can get quite, I always say, don't make people with Mars and Scorpio mad because they get quite revengeful. And he can be quite manipulating as well. He'd be a person that could probably lie a lot, but it might be to avoid conflict even, or to try and smooth things over. But there's a bit of manipulation there with him with that. But he'd be having also cards, a bit secretive, cards close to his chest. And that's what I find with these two. Their private life we don't know a lot of. It's all about they show us what they want us to know. which I feel like is quite interesting. He goes for his Venus in Sag. He goes for ladies who are like starlets, actresses, like we've seen in the past who he's dated, people in the spotlight, people who are good storytellers, pretty people, actresses. Like he's people who take risks as well, who are very like charming, youthful energy is what he's drawn to in a partner. So, oh, and I could see that. Yeah, I can actually see that qualities in Blake as well. Okay. He also would have a very, even though he probably doesn't like shy away from arguments with that Mercury in Libra, because he's got Pluto in his first house, he would be very angry. He would have a temper um, with that. And also for him, my notes here. Um, like very like people who have Pluto in their first house can get quite angry, like scary angry. He may have also his birth might have been difficult. We don't know this, but his birth perhaps may have been difficult, and also a lot goes like underneath the surface. There's a lot we don't know about him here. As I say, I feel like he just laughs things off. I think that's part of his Mercury in Libra mixing with that Scorpio energy they've got going on there. But his second house is loaded here. So second house earnings, self-worth, it is loaded. You can see why how he oozes his confidence that he has too. Because we've got a conjunction here with we've got the node and the moon conjunct. We've also got the sun close to them as well. We've got Mercury here too. We've got Uranus, we've got Mars. So he can have a bit of a temper on set too, I will say. But I feel like he oozes confidence here. Unexpected things happen to him in his career. He would have a lot of self-worth going on. Gets a bit emotional about his career. His life lesson is to do his self-worth and like his earnings. And the spotlight here as well. His dad, again, I don't know a lot about his dad or his parents, but he would see them with like either self-worth issues or have a lot of good self-worth about themselves, or they make good money, breadwinners. So there's something about that, with how he sees his parents there. So Blake, because where was her moon? Her moon was in second house. It was her mum that had the self-worth issues. Oh, they relate to that with their mums. The only thing is Blake sees her mum as being a bit critical. Ryan sees his parents as secretive, can be manipulating, but can be quite sharp tongues as well, having that Scorpio qualities. But loyalty. He would also have a thing about loyalty and trust, and that would also how he would see his parents as well. Interesting enough. Okay, he loves his siblings, but at the same time, there's something that distance between them, or like it's like a mixed bag here. Like he loves them, but at the same time, there's like distance between them as well with this third house energy that's going on. He also too with he's an actor, so communication is second house, so he earns his money. But also with the Mars being there, um, he also has a lot of it's courage, but he knows how to get what he wants with that Mars in the second house too. So I said, oozes confidence here. Um, Third house. He has a deep love for his sibling, like, but at the same time, there's something else going on there with the sibling, with the Neptune going on there as well. Nothing in these houses. Eighth house, money. He's a person that should not lend his money out to people. He might not get it back. When he has money problems, he doesn't show it. He keeps it to himself. Probably has had a lot of money issues in the past as well, but keep it to himself. He's also born with the Jupiter in the ninth house, so a lot of travel there for him. Probably very smart as well, same as Blake. He's actually coming up next November. He's going to have unexpected luck with that Uranus hitting Jupiter there. Nothing in the 10th. Him also not great with friends. Saturn in the 11th, problems with friends. So too. Now, for those who are fans of this couple, sorry to break the news to you. Just with Blake's natal planets and Ryan's transits, I give this relationship, it's only about it's 4 months or 4 years as a four. I don't think this relationship is going to last because as a transit, as her natal planet that she has and his transits. So his transits, Neptune in the seventh house, it's going to dissolve the relationship because she doesn't even have strong planets that are going to make it stay. He hasn't no planet, he's not born with anything in these houses either. So nothing there for him. And then also when we get to about March next year, Saturn's going to be coming in here during the party over the next 2.5 to 3 years. It's going to be quite intense, this relationship. But I don't know if it's 4 months or 4 years, but there's I'm going to say within 4 years, there's going to be a breakup here with them, I feel. There could have been some health issues too. Plus, he's got Pluto coming in here to this fifth house here. So for him, both houses that represent like love, relationships blocked. So not great. We've got unexpected travel. Oh, sorry, Chiron going through his eighth house. There's money. They both got money issues. Because he's private, probably may not know, but there's money issues and it reflects in both in their charts, which I found was also quite interesting too. For him, it's coming up for a long time. There's money issues there. In saying that, Jupiter is coming into this 10th house soon. So this is actually not soon, it's May next year. May 2025, Jupiter is coming into his 10th house. So there's actually more coming up for his career, positive things. So he'll like where he is, pay rise, the career on track, going quite well for him coming up. And then when we got May 26th, it's going to be he'll be about friends. So it's like Blake leads the way with the transits here with Jupiter transits. He'll be more social in 2026 that he'll meet new people. And so for him, eventually, once Jupiter makes its way down into Scorpio, it's a few years off yet, that's going to be a really good time for him. That's when things are really going to boost up for him. His life lesson, interesting self-worth and earnings as well. When we looked on the bottom here, he's not as lucky as her. He's got a few squares here. It's more oppositions that he has here, like with Chiron and things, but he's a bit more stubborn. He's a very stubborn person. So she's very flexible. He's more stubborn as well. When we get to his chart. Okay, so with the ice, he comes across as nitpicker too. He in the family, he's a Sag in the IC. So for him, he wouldn't like to be tied down in the family. Like he needs his own space as well. He needs freedom. When it comes to family, he needs to be free and freedom. When we look at relationships with him, he's in Pisces here. So he probably very romanticizes everything and fantasizes about how relationships should be, wanting to sort of merge with someone. He might sort of see the relationships through rose-colored glasses, perhaps too, with that Pisces there. With the DC. And when it comes to his career, the MC, he talks his way to the top because it's in Gemini. So it's all about learning about networking and socializing. And as we can see, he's very good at doing that. It's all in his chart. That's why I love astrology because it explains a lot. As soon as something goes wrong, or I can look at the people's chart and I can usually find what's happening with them, why things have happened to them. So that's his chart there. So let's just stop the sharing. Okay, so I've done like mini readings on TikTok and I can post that on my YouTube if you want me to post that, but not together. So I did more of an in-depth one where I did them both charts together for the YouTube. And then I did the more of the mini ones there on TikTok. So that I can do for card reading. I think this has gone, I'm not too sure. I don't know how long this has been, but I can do a few little cards down to see, but I just feel like it's already kind of explained already in the chart. Hopefully I need to I just feel like with them that, I don't know, when I'm looking at relationships for them, I just get a 4. I keep on getting a 4, something about 4. It'd be 4 years, 4 months, April next year, something about 4 with them. In terms of children, I don't feel there's any more children for them. I feel like they've got that's I get how many children. I'm not sure how many children that they do have, but I get like four, 3 or 4 for her. I don't know. I don't think there's any more children coming up for them. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's any more coming out for them. Kind of feel like that's it for them, what they've got now. I just, yeah, it's more looking at what's going on with them, with their career, with their relationship, and just in general, and what's going on with Blake with at the moment with all the hate. And we can just look at the chart and just see why it's happening, so that I can teach you guys how to do astrology and just show you how it all works. So that is it from me. If you want, and I will be doing an election video using charts as well. But I'll do that soon. I was thinking of doing Jennifer Lopez as well to find out about about relationships. If you want me to do that, please put in the comment section. So thank you for your likes, shares, and comments, because I think this video's gone long enough. But thank you for your likes, shares, and comments, and I'll see you for my next video. So bye for now.